Awesome. Sorry, I'm like,
Here we go.
there we go. Thank you, Francis. Right on. Commander in Chief. Fantastic. Welcome, welcome, everybody. Oh, Robin Johnson. Are those Halloween earrings? Those are beautiful.
Yes.
That is
Yeah,
awesome.
gotta be in the spirit.
That is amazing. I don't know why, but they remind me of the truffula trees with the Lorax. There we go. Some doctors use. Well, thank you for bringing the spirit to the call today. I appreciate it. Right on. Good to see some friendly smiling faces. Mr. Chris Milker. I saw a message come through, but I have not yet had a chance to look at it, but I will, I'll be back to you this afternoon. Hope everybody's doing. Michael Harris, I am loving the background. The AI training, that looks fantastic. Right on. Well, welcome everybody. Oh, Monica's here. Monica, good to see you. It's been a minute. Good to see you. Matthew Peterson taking us on the road, spreading the good word. Fantastic. Tell everybody, build it with Chris. I'm just kidding. Let's keep this tight to our little community here. Brian, good to see you. Like the logo in the background. I have a couple of Costa Rican fellows that would not like that logo in the background, but that's that's awesome. Okay. Cool. Well, we're going to get started. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Build It with Chris. This is AI 102, our second session in our training on how to use artificial intelligence in your mortgage business. And boy, we're going to have some fun today. How many of you, just a quick like showing of thumbs up or a yes in the chat, how many of you were on Breakfast Club this morning to see the original, just kind of like dive through? Okay, awesome. So maybe 50-50. Okay, so that's looking great. So we're going to run through real quick what we went through, and then we're going to continue, but we've got some housekeeping first. First off, this is Build It with Chris. This is the most informal presentation probably that you will attend in any given week. And it's designed like that so that you feel comfortable in this environment to play with technology, break it, ask your questions, understand that there's no judgment here. We're all in this together. Everybody here is in the mortgage business and everybody here is learning AI and we're all growing together. So there's no such thing as a bad question and we're all learning this stuff together and we're doing it in an environment where we have some fun. And we find the best way to do that is in an informal way. So many of you, if you're from 2 or 3 years ago, everything I did was structured and presented and had a big heavy sales pitch at the end of it. And there's no more of that. This is kind of like the opposite of a sales pitch. So that's what Build It with Chris is. And that means that you can feel comfortable to raise your hand at any time, cut me off, ask any questions that you got. Everybody can unmute your microphone, keep it PG. And that's how we roll around here. So with that, we'll get into it. So we talked this morning about BlackBerry and Netflix and Blockbuster and all of these technologies that are being displaced. And the theme of today is using ChatGPT apps and ChatGPT deep research. And we're going to go in and we're just going to poke and play with both of them. And we have no idea what's going to happen. We're probably going to break something. It's going to be a ton of fun. While we're doing that, it's important for us to understand what we're experiencing. So in a very short period of time, Blockbuster Video had the opportunity to buy Netflix for $50 million. And they passed on it because they didn't think that digital streaming was going to be a thing. Kodak cameras actually invented the first digital camera and the first ever digital image. They had a young engineer on their design team, went to the board of directors, said, look, digital photography, this is incredible. And they were like, nah, film. People who take photos are not going to go away from film and taking pictures on cameras. We're going to shelf that. It was almost exactly 10 years later, and they were bankrupt. BlackBerry held 52%, I think it was. It was over 50. Like at their peak, they crested over 50% of the smartphones in the world were a BlackBerry device, right? Amazing success story. Did not adapt to change. The iPhone came out with a touch screen. They were like, nah, people are going to keep the keyboards. The App Store came out and they were like, nah, people aren't going to want other people's applications on their phone. We're just going to let them choose. And they decided that technology and the new technology wasn't going to disrupt what they were doing. So Blockbuster Video was the largest personal entertainment brand in the world, right? BlackBerry, over 50% of the market share on cell phones. And it's just like we're living through that technology shift again. So the internet, Google, search engines, social media, Amazon, and the way we buy things, all of that is in a box like Kodak and Blockbuster and fax machines and pagers, right? There was like an era of technology that came out that allowed this massive leap to the next layer or the next step up. We stepped up into search engines. Artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, and quantum computing are taking our society as a whole to another step up and another level. And it's going to disrupt most of the companies that we know as the largest technology companies in the world right now. If they have Kodak moments and they have BlackBerry moments right now, and they're like, AI assistants, AI powered people, if they don't lean in on that technology, they're going to be those relics that we talk about in the future. And so what we're talking about here in our AI series is how to give you the tools so that you're using them and you feel comfortable with them so that you can be an AI powered LO in the future, but also so that you can understand where our customers are going, because it's customers that drive the market. And if our customers start using AI assistants and we don't know how to communicate with them on those tools, we don't understand how they're using technology, we're going to get left behind. And so this community here is to make it so that you're at the forefront, you benefit from it, not left behind. And hey, what's this? I mean, how many of you, when text messaging came out, and I say this because this was my first reaction to it, it was like, why the heck would I spend 2 minutes tapping on my phone to send somebody a message when I can just call them? Text messaging is stupid. Right? Like, do you remember the first text message you sent with the phone where you had to tap 3 times to get to the C? And it was like, nobody's going to do this. This is crazy. How many of you regularly communicate with the majority of your clients on text message now? Right? This is the evolution. If your clients are using AI to write their messages, do their research, and ask you questions, and you're trying to communicate back to somebody who's using AI to generate their communication to you, you're the person who's trying to send faxes to people that are using text messages, right? So we have to come to the level of technology that our consumers are going to be at. That's what this whole thing is all about. Last final caveat before we start poking at things and going to break them. I believe the largest consumer direct opportunity that we have to generate and fund loans is getting AI to recommend your mortgage business to mortgage consumers. Because I believe that AI search and AI assistants are going to displace traditional Google search. And the reason why I'm so confident about that is because of my own personal user experience and talking to pretty much everybody that I have or that I get access to on a regular basis. Like, hey, are you using ChatGPT? Are you using Claude, Gemini, Grok, whatever, to do searches? It is now the majority of the people that I talk to that are like, oh yeah, it's amazing. It's way better than Google. And it's like conversation after conversation after conversation of just like, yeah, I've started to ask AI. So we're actually going through this pivot where 2 years from today, I believe the majority of consumers are not going to be using Google to find a loan officer. Up until today, that's been the highest quality lead generation source that we have available to us. It's like somebody going to Google, looking for a mortgage product or looking for a loan officer. You show up in the map placement, you've got more 5-star ratings and reviews, or at least competing 5-star ratings and reviews in that map pack. And people call you because you're being recommended by Google. I believe that now getting the AI to recommend you is as large an opportunity as that. But the reason why I'm so excited about it for our community is because we're so early. None of your competition has this stuff figured out. And we can cement you in those rankings now. And you can benefit from those calls and those leads for potentially years to come. So, am I doing okay? Is everybody enjoying this? Are we doing all right? Okay. All right. So I've always been early on this technology thing. I don't know why. Well, it's because I'm a nerd. I know exactly why it is. I enjoy this stuff. My dad is a mortgage broker. He's since retired now, and he just he cherry picks his deals now. But he brought me into the mortgage business. The second year I was in the mortgage business, Google ads were released. And I figured out how to you run ads on Google. Oh, I'm not sure who that is that just shared their screen, but you probably don't want to show us your email inbox. I mean, I'll read them, but I'm just kidding. So, Francis, if you could go on and get that taken care of, awesome. Thank you. So, I got into the mortgage business with my dad, realized how powerful Google ads were, but then I realized that organically ranking generated a totally different type of lead. Like when we buy leads and we run ads to generate leads, or we show up organically and we get somebody to call us because they've made the decision to reach out to us. So it's the difference between like chasing somebody and attracting somebody, right? Two totally different types of marketing. When you advertise to somebody and you pay for an ad and they opt in, then you chase them. What happens when you chase somebody? Typically they run, right? Whereas organically, if you're ranked, they go to Google, Google recommends your business at the top, and they call you, you're attracting them to your business. There's no chasing at all. That's why when you pay for leads, your conversion rate is 1%. And when you get an inbound phone call from Google, the typical conversion rate is like 15, 16, 17%. Well, I was actually able to get 8 out of the top 10 spots on Google for my dad's mortgage business when Google was early. This was, gosh, it's got to be 10 years ago now, 12 maybe, like a decade ago, which sounds crazy to say. But I was so early on learning how to rank inside the Google algorithm. We just hoovered up all of the Google leads for years in that market until Google started changing, and then it got more and more competitive and more competitive, and then the big players really started to adapt to it. That's the market segment of time that we're in right now for AI. And I have clients that paid me 8 years ago to rank them on the front page of Google, still ranked, still getting phone calls, haven't paid me a dime in years. And I'm so happy and thankful for that, because it's like, yeah, you invested, we made an agreement, you got the result, and good on you. That's where we sit with AI today. I believe that the early adopters on that are really the ones that are going to have that opportunity in those leads for the future. So as I teach you these AI tools, use them. The more you use ChatGPT with the prompt that I gave you last week of teaching your AI and giving it that information, just keep repeating that process, right? Teach the AI that you're the expert, continue to create your blog content, to continue to use these tools and resources, because earning the referrals from ChatGPT are crucial in today's market. Everybody with me? All right. So now let's start playing with ChatGPT. While I get this loaded up, do we have any questions from that? Feel free to unmute your microphone, or Francis, help us out
I think
here.
Jared has a question. Jared has a question. Sorry.
Go ahead, Jared. Thank you, Greg. Yes, Jared.
Um, I wasn't here last. This is Mark. I wasn't here last week. Can I get the prompt from last week?
Yes, absolutely, you can. So, because you're here on Build It with Chris, I'm just going to share this with our community and we're going to walk through this real quick. So, there is our Google Doc, and I can see we've already got a whole bunch of weird little animals that are we've got the anonymous beaver, the anonymous crow, the cheetah, the bat, the armadillo. Look at this. Look at all these people in here with this amazing information. So it's in the chat for you. I've got a little blurb up here at the top. Scroll past the blurb and come down to module 1, AI 101. And can everybody see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So module number 1, this workbook is every week I'm adding to it. So module 1, module 2, module 3, by the time we get to the end of the 12 weeks, you're going to have all 12 modules on this mega doc of starting from I don't know how to use ChatGPT all the way through to I'm an AI powered loan officer. That's the whole goal of where we're going with this series. So the first step is personalizing your ChatGPT. You go to your settings, you take the prompt, you copy, you paste it, and you teach AI who you are so that as you're building your content and as you're using AI and ChatGPT, it learns that you're the local market expert in your market for your product types, and you're building authority with the artificial intelligence every single week. Now, in module number 2, we're learning about how to connect apps inside your ChatGPT. So this is what we went through on Breakfast Club this morning. I'll run through this really quickly with you, but where we're going to focus is on deep research today, which is the second tool. But everything that you need, the screenshots, and quite literally like where to click, how to set all this stuff up is all included in this document. So you can go along and you can copy and paste. So you can see here, I'm inside my ChatGPT account, ChatGPT 5. Full disclaimer, this is a paid account. So I pay my $30 Canadian, $20 US for the paid subscription to ChatGPT. In my opinion, for the faster responses and all of the other benefits that you get, totally worth the investment. I am not sponsored by OpenAI or ChatGPT. So in order to connect an app to your ChatGPT, you hit your profile down in the bottom left-hand corner. You hit settings, and then we have apps and connectors here. Click on apps and connectors, and all your apps will show up. So you can see here, I've got my Google Calendar and my Spotify account connected to my ChatGPT. So now I can go into ChatGPT, select that app from the menu because I set it up inside the settings here, and then I can tell my ChatGPT to do a task using that tool. So when I want to run my Spotify, I go to ChatGPT, put in a prompt of what I want, and it'll go build me a playlist, play me music, whatever it is that we want to do. So Sunday mornings, Joel Osteen in the background for the kids. I don't go to Spotify anymore. I change my behavior and I go to my AI assistant. My AI assistant has access to all the apps that I like to use, and it runs the app for me. But I'm always going to my AI assistant rather than going to the app. Does that make sense? That's why I'm talking about blockbuster moments and this massive disruption. Because within, I believe, the next couple of years, our consumers are going to stop using all these apps and everybody's going to be trained to just go to their AI assistant. It's like when you need something, you use your iPhone. Well, OpenAI is working with Jimmy Ive. They have a company together. He's the guy that designed the iPhone. And OpenAI is going to release a device. They're not even calling it a phone. They're just calling it a device. You're going to have an AI assistant with you all the time. There was, if you follow me, I know this sounds terrible, but I reposted a video on social media of they've released a robot that is specifically designed for tasks. So there's a company, you can go buy an AI powered robot. It sits in your house, it'll fold your laundry, pick up your shoes, do your vacuuming. It's like a Roomba 2.0, but it can fold laundry, do dishes, whole 9 yards. This is the world that we're living in. So when we have these devices in our homes, you can just say, hey, robot, play me my favorite playlist, or build me a playlist, or insert in whatever you want. We're not going to have to go to the Googles and the Amazons and the stuff anymore. We're just going to talk to an AI assistant, and the AI assistant is going to go do what we want. Does everybody see the shift in how that changes? That's why I think Amazon should be absolutely freaking out. Like, our dishwasher broke. I pulled up ChatGPT, turned on voice mode, turned on the camera, and started talking to it. Say, hey, this is my dishwasher. Here's the model number. Here's the QR code on the inside of the dishwasher. Okay, great, Chris. It's an LG Spinorama 2000. I don't know what it is. And it's like, what's the problem? The thing's not draining. Okay, great. Let's do some testing. I do what it tells me to do. It's like, okay, great. There's a little pump down in the bottom, and press this series of buttons. I do it. Is it spinning? No, it's not spinning. Okay, that part's broken. Do you want a new part? Yes, I do. Okay, here's the Amazon link. But it wasn't an Amazon link. It actually sent me to the manufacturer. I clicked on the link. It popped up. I put in my credit card. 2 days later, the part was at my door. Flipped it out. I fixed the dishwasher myself. If ChatGPT doesn't give Amazon links, and everybody asks their AI assistant where to buy things, what does that do to Amazon? I think that's a massive risk. My man, Mark.
Yeah, on the Amazon thing, the only thing I was thinking of is, isn't Amazon just a massive logistics company anyway? They don't really have anything, so why wouldn't Chat? Because Chat doesn't have the logistics for delivery. Amazon's got that down, so why wouldn't they just do something with Amazon and use them as the logistics to deliver anything and everything?
Well,
Right?
I think the day that Jeff Bezos agrees to give 10% of volume to Sam Altman, that deal happens. And now all of a sudden, everything comes from Amazon ordered through AI assistants.
Yeah,
That's most
interesting.
likely the thing that's going to happen.
Okay.
But if they don't, somebody else will, and they'll become the Blockbuster and the BlackBerry.
Interesting. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. Drew.
The thing that seems to me to be quite a little bit cooler is, with these apps that's coming across, is that going directly to the apps, that list is only going to grow. And
That's
so
right.
like, if you use Arrive as your LOS, or you use, whatever, it's basically just root, like it makes Zapier the exact same kind of like dodo bird that you're describing here, with like Redbox, and you forgot Redbox. That's a good one. But it seems like it's going to completely and totally replace Zapier. Is that pretty accurate?
It depends on how they make their connections. And to me, it looks like they're keeping it like very, very top level. And so there was a huge company, Airbnb, I think it was. So the Airbnb CEO, and don't quote me on this, but they were like, why isn't Airbnb synced with ChatGPT already if there's a booking.com integration? And he said, they haven't provided us a developer portal that's good enough for us to build what we want inside. So I think what's happening behind the scenes is OpenAI is building the developer tools as fast as they possibly can to allow people to create an app store like experience. Like with Apple, you can go in, you create whatever you want pretty much within their tools and then publish it on the App Store. Right now, ChatGPT is like, you can do this, this, and this, and that's it. And so as soon as they open it up to be like, you can produce almost whatever you want and show up in this menu, that's when it's going to go crazy. And they are actively as far as I know, working on that, and it's going to be wild.
So it'll probably be more successful than the Chat GPT, the GPT store, whatever they called it, that people were just creating their own custom GPTs and then whatever.
That's right. Because if you think about that, it's like, okay, I'm going to create my own version of ChatGPT with my own ideas in it, but then I have to go get the users. I have to go tell people about it. I have to do the marketing. I have to go get people to use my app on that I built, right? Whereas what this is everybody goes to ChatGPT. They already have billions of users, and then all those billions of users click the menu and go, oh, cool, a mortgage calculator. Yeah, let's see. Let's install that. Right? And so we're not there yet, but very soon we're going to live in a world where ChatGPT has all the consumers and all the users. And then it's like, what apps can you market to the users of ChatGPT rather than building something using ChatGPT and then trying to go get the users on your own? Cool. Great to have you on the call, Drew. So how to connect an app is very simple. You click the service that you want. Slack is a great one, but we're not going to because that's going to get super messy really quick. So we're going to use Google Drive as our example here. So you click on the Google Drive logo. It'll say connect. You click on connect. It will ask you to connect. It's going to get you to pick your account. And then you're going to hit continue.
So, Chris, if you have personally identifiable information in your Google Drive, like tax returns, pay stubs, W-2s from customers, it's probably not a good idea to connect your Google Drive, right?
100%. And in my personal opinion, I don't think that type of information should necessarily live inside of Google Drive.
Yep, I agree, but some people do.
Yeah. So take that with Chris. Thank you again. Fantastic. Consult your compliance department on everything that we talk about with on Build It with Chris. And I'm not a compliance expert. I don't even pretend to play one on the internet. So consult your compliance department. And then voila, we have now connected our Google Drive. So it's just as easy as logging into Google Drive. You're just logging in from ChatGPT, and then that app will then show up in your app menu. Once you do that, open up any chat. Inside ChatGPT, you hit this plus button, hover over more, and then that app will show up in this menu at the bottom. So you can see I have my Figma account and my Spotify account connected to my ChatGPT. So now I can click on Spotify, and this prompt that I put in here will use Spotify based on the prompt. So I can tell it, build me a Joel Osteen playlist of podcast episodes that talk about discipline. So you can see it's connecting to the app. Going out, searching Spotify, building a playlist. And now I have a list of all the Joel Osteen episodes about discipline. So you're making your call stars calls. You want a lo-fi playlist to play in the background while you're just crunching through, ask it for what you want. Same thing with your calendar, same thing with your documents. And when you get into the calendar aspect of things, like I can go to it and just say, so we'll take it out of Spotify here. And I disconnected the calendar there for a second, but let's see if it's still connected in the background. When was my last marketing meeting? So that should say connecting. Okay, so I broke the connection. Nope, still connected. So there we go. So my last marketing meeting was this morning at 8 a.m. And this was the link that the marketing team used. And we don't have a description in there, but if we did, it would show up. Also, if I had Fathom set, you can, inside your Fathom settings or whatever AI recorder you have to show up to your meetings, you can actually drop the notes from your meeting into the description after it's done. So if you're working with a client and you have a meeting with a client and you want to be like, I got a meeting coming up with XYZ, give me the notes, or when's the last time I met with this person, it will show your last meeting time and show you the AI outline of what happened on the last call with that person. So imagine that you have a personal assistant that has access to your email, your calendar, and your documents. You can ask that personal assistant any question that you have internally, and it can access all your tools and deliver you whatever it is that you're looking for. Hey, I had a meeting with somebody, I forget their name, but this was what we talked about in the meeting. Well, if you've got those summaries inside your descriptions, AI is going to be able to find that conversation and deliver it back to you right from ChatGPT. Isn't that wild?
Chris, have you experienced a delay in it showing up in the plus button? Because I just added 2 connections and they're showing up under my settings. But when I go to the plus button, only the ones that I had before show up.
Pretty sure if you log out and log back in, or even just like close the browser and open it back up, once it refreshes the whole experience, they should be there. Mine were there right away.
Okay.
So great question. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go into deep research. So that's apps. Use them with caution. And all of my apps, so my calendar, my mail, and my docs are all inside our corporate ChatGPT account. So we have a corporate account. It's $200 a month, but it allows me a secure portal where none of the information is used to train the AI. That's what I use the apps for. And it is incredibly useful. Yesterday, I put this into deep research. No, that's not it. Hold on here. This. So this is in your document. So if we go to our document, we go to how to do deep research. It tells you how, and then we have this prompt. This prompt is, again, to give you an example that's tangible that you can use today to go make money in the mortgage industry. And what it says is find the 20 most active real estate agents with the largest social media followings in a local marketplace, plus verify contact information. Identify the top 20 individual real estate agents in, and then you copy this and replace it with your market. That's it. Everything else is going to work for you. So I put that prompt in here in deep research. You have to be in deep research mode in order for this to work. So there's this little plus button down here in the bottom left-hand corner. You click on that, and one of these menu items is deep research. If you don't see that, click on the more button, and it'll show up over here. So I go into deep research mode, and I punch in, I want real estate agents that are active on social media in the last 90 days, have the largest combined audience across all platforms, how to find out if they're an actual real estate agent or they're an influencer. Then I give it the method. So if you're going through and you know our perfect prompt structure, there's 5 steps to a perfect prompt. You give it a role, you give it a goal, you give it a task, then you give it the information that it needs in order to, like, just details about the project, or if it's writing emails for you, you want to give it the information of 15 emails that you've written previously so that it can learn your style. And then the final is tools. Like, what tools do you want it to use in order to do the actual task itself. All that's pre-built into this prompt. You literally just copy and paste it from the document, punch your market into it. If the agent covers multiple metros, include them only if 50% of their content is about that target area. And then I give it the query patterns. So it didn't work until we used AI to put these in here. But we basically told it how we want it to search for the agents themselves. And then for each candidate, collect followers and subscribers by platform, average engagement rate, posting frequency, all this other stuff that we have inside the prompt. And again, this is us going to ChatGPT, having our main prompt, it not working and breaking, us giving it back to ChatGPT, using ChatGPT to build the prompt. So this is us and our team working with AI just on prompt engineering to get the prompt to where it works so that I can give it to you so that you don't have to go through all of the back and forth on the prompt engineering. So I took this prompt, copied it, pasted it. The only thing that I changed at the top was the market. So I focused it on Dallas, Texas. This is a newer thing with AI. It won't just go do the task. It will typically ask you 2 confirmation-based questions of how to do the task and what it's looking for. So it said to me, to get started, could you please confirm a few things? Do you want the social data to include both personal and business pages if they are clearly run by a single agent? To which I responded, yes. Would you prefer we focus on agents primarily using Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, or should we give equal weight to platforms like Facebook and LinkedIn? I told it just focus on Facebook and Instagram. I would take a very close second look at LinkedIn. For top producers and the ability to open a conversation with them, LinkedIn has been a phenomenal resource for us in the mortgage industry. And I believe it to be the same in the real estate industry. And the reason why is because all of these, like, for lack of a better phrase, and I'm not trying to offend anybody here, but there are a bunch of spammy companies that come out of countries that are not America, where people have figured out how to send Instagram DMs and Facebook DMs and messages through these platforms. You're just inundated with notifications on Facebook and Instagram. Anybody else experience that? It's like you're just constantly getting people trying to like pitch you stuff on Facebook and Instagram. Not LinkedIn is like crickets. So when you send a message and you send a request to somebody, it actually shows up in the inbox and it actually gets paid attention to. So actually finding that we're able to make connections with these top agents and top producers through LinkedIn better than Facebook and Instagram and some of the other social medias. So in your response, you would insert in your social media platforms that you like. And I wouldn't sleep on YouTube either. Anyways, are there any agents or firms we should explicitly include or avoid from the start? And I put no. But if you've got a Keller Williams office that you really want to focus on, I would say, focus specifically on Keller Williams. Or if there's a company that you don't want to mess with and hey, I don't want any agents out of that company over there, you can just put that in there and it won't pull them into the list. Once I have this, I'll begin compiling. I give the answers. It says great. Goes into deep research mode. This one only took 25 minutes. So think about this. AI went out and did 229 individual web searches for me. Instagram, Facebook, all those different searches. I had AI agents out scouring the internet for me for 25 minutes. And then it brought back this deep research. And here we are. This is the top 20 agents in Dallas, Texas that are the most popular on Facebook and Instagram. So we've got Ben here at the top, licensed realtor, primary brokerage, covers Dallas, Fort Worth, Here's his Instagram handle. He's got 189,000 Instagram followers, not on TikTok, not on YouTube. Facebook didn't pull in the information. He's on X. So a total audience of 486,000 people. 100% local content, public phone number, nearly 300,000 luxury home posts. So this is our influencer in the local marketplace and got the phone number. Do we think that that's somebody that's worth a phone call to talk about how we can help them close more listings or close more of the leads from their listings? This is absolutely somebody that I would approach with the irresistible offer. If you're not familiar with the irresistible offer, it's, hey, top producing agent, I will work your cold dead leads for you for free. And when I turn one into a pre-approval, I will refer it back to you. Does that sound fair? Somebody who has 286,000 people following them on social media probably has a whole bunch of leads they've never gotten back to, right? I know that this sounds crazy. We had a client this month that funded 2 refinance deals from Zillow leads she got from a real estate agent. Like, no, I'm not interested in buying a house, but I have heard that rates are low. I got your message. What about a refi? They're actually able to pull 2 refi deals out of leads that they were given for free from a top producing real estate agent as a result of them getting their leads and working their leads. Now, they're also getting pre-approvals from those leads, but that's not the point. The point is generating the relationship and having something that's of value to Ben. And now we know Ben's an influencer and we know how to reach out to him. So with Ben, I'd go to Instagram, grab his profile. Let's go check him out. And is this useful? Am I doing okay? Is everybody is everybody finding this useful? Okay. So if it's me, go to Instagram, I'm going to do a search. Going to, look at those handsome fellas. Man, Carl's class this week, if you guys haven't registered for Carl's class on Wednesday, I would register for that. It's going to be brand new content and it's going to be awesome. I honestly don't know what's going to be in it, but I've heard like some tinkering in the background and it's going to be I would definitely register for it. carlmasterclass.com, I think it is. Don't quote me on the link, but carlmasterclass.com. I'm going to be there. Like, I think it's going to be awesome. All right. So Ben Wegman, I am already following and we've got his link. And because I follow him, I can send him a message. And looks like we've got some connections in here. Looking good. Ben. Content is amazing. Keep crushing it. There you go. My man. Now, is Ben going to see that message? Yes.
Hey,
because
Chris.
Ben's got notifications turned on his phone. Yes.
In those messages, do you recommend that we do that just like you said? Hey, like, don't talk about ourselves or hey, I'm doing like just kind of easy and go into it of going like, hey, I'm here, talk about him and get to kind of bridge that connection before you really go into anything else.
Yep, 100%. Yeah. And so like that message that I sent to him, no sales at all.
Right. Got it.
And again, speaking to like the art of social media. And this is a lot of stuff that I don't talk about outside of Build It with Chris. So making connections with people on social is totally different than like your traditional advertising. Because when I send a message like that, he gets the notification on his phone. He sees my profile. What's the first thing that he reads? My bio. Like, who is this guy? Why would he take the time to DM me? What's he trying to sell? Right? People are just inquisitive like that. So that's why my bio being written by AI on social media is so important. Because now Ben's going to check me out. Like, what's the value in his relationship in? Is he going to respond to the message? Does he want to follow me back? Is there some type of connect? Like, what's the benefit for him in potentially looking at or going into my profile? So my Instagram profile is all about the loan officer launch, like the loan officer AI launch. I'll teach you how to use AI in your mortgage business. So when I connect with an influencer in the mortgage industry, it's like, whoa, AI launches. What's this all about? Like, okay, cool. Right. And they're willing to do the follow, look at the case studies. Hey, can I send you a video? That sort of thing. So your bio on your social media profile, your YouTube, your Instagram, your Facebook, it matters. Don't just put your NMLS number, right? Like, what value do you bring to the people that you're reaching out to? And Mark, if you're going to do a deep dive on top producers on Instagram and you're going to do it for a week, it's worth changing your bio to be like, for every 2 referrals that a real estate agent sends me, I typically send 1 deal back.
Got it.
Right? To find out how, click here. Right?
Yep.
Link in bio. They click the link and it opens up a little blurb about, hey, I'm Mark. I work your cold dead leads and I turn every 2 referrals in using the follow up refer back program. And the only reason I reach out to real estate agents is so that we can have a 15-minute call and see if we're a good fit. And I'd like to have that conversation with you. Book a time below. Right?
Yeah.
I'll show you an example of that. This is a template that we have, we just built inside the loan officer CRM. So if you go to loanofficercrm.ai/AIO, this is for our AI ranking program, right? So we will rank you on ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, and Google. Like, it's still a Google ranking program, but now we're ranking people in the mortgage industry on ChatGPT, Gemini, Grok, and Google. So I have this video at the top. It's 5 minutes long, starts with testimonials. So if you can get other real estate agents to say like how amazing it was to work with you, or how you saved the deal, or client testimonials, or whatever it is, like even if it's a screenshot of just like how you've helped people, put it in here. But you'll notice this headline is all about like the benefit to them, right? And then book your one-on-one call. That's it. Like, that's the whole thing. And what I'm doing with this page is I'm going into the major markets across America, and I'm looking at the loan officers that are on the first 2 pages of Google that have a ton of 5-star ratings and reviews. And then my team is going to ChatGPT and saying, which mortgage lenders do you recommend in this market? And if they're not on that list on ChatGPT, I'm connecting with them on social media, sending them DMs and being like, I can rank your business on ChatGPT and I'd like to have a conversation. Check out this link. They click that link and they watch this video. Or they don't.
I'm getting leads off ChatGPT and I've closed deals. And yeah, and it's helping my Google rankings too. And like, I mean, I'm getting a lead a day at this point.
We got a referral from Grok.
Hey!
Not ChatGPT, from Grok, another LLM.
That is amazing.
They didn't even call us. They were in Grok, found us after Grok recommended us, and filled out an application without us talking.
Yeah.
A full 1003 application. Our loan partner was like, do you know what Grok is? And I was like, yes. And she's like, apparently that's how this person who filled out the application found us. Nobody had talked to them. We're getting ChatGPT leads. Right. We're getting more of them, but we're getting them outside of just solely on ChatGPT. So whatever you're doing for our specific instance is translating outside of ChatGPT into other AI space.
I would probably say 15 to 20% of our Google leads that are coming in right now, we're closing them. And it's high quality stuff. We have, with your help, you actually started getting us into that luxury market. So we got a customer now that's actually shopping, just looking at $2 to $3 million properties. We closed one of those deals that pays for our services for a year and then some. So the ROI is incredible. It's the best ROI that I've worked with in quite some time.
Hey, it's Chris Johnstone. Thank you for watching the video.
So see what happened there? That's like a journey of, if you're not paying attention to AI, you get my message and you watch that 1 minute and 21 seconds of video. The hook is, okay, I can immediately see the benefit that would come to me in my mortgage business as a result of that. And then this is me explaining, I reached out to you specifically because you're doing well on Google, you're non-existent on AI, and I would like to rank you inside AI. Book a time below. So you having a message to top producing real estate agents, identifying them through ChatGPT, going to their social, sending them a message, and then the link in your bio goes to a lead generation page. Now you got a funnel. And now you just punch as many qualified agents as possible into that funnel to book appointments. And for this little video, just another, quick tip. When you close a successful deal with an agent, it is a fantastic idea to do a debrief call with them. Hey, I really enjoyed working with you on that deal. Would you be interested in hopping on a quick Zoom and recording an episode with me where we just talk about how we helped that client do that deal? You hop on the Zoom with them. They say all kinds of great things about you and your mortgage business. You say all kinds of great things about them and their real estate business. They get a testimonial, you get a testimonial, and you both get to use it in your marketing. Close 3 deals, interview 3 real estate agents, and you've got the clips at the beginning of your video of local real estate agents that they will know from their brand saying, it was amazing to work with Mark on that deal. Mark, you were awesome on that deal. It was a first-time home buyer. They were super nervous. You got them all lined up. Your communication, you called me every week. It was absolutely amazing. We love working with you. Getting that in front of the next realtor that you want a meeting with, just do those little exit interviews, stack 2 or 3 of them, and now you've got video testimonials from top producing agents in your market that you can turn into marketing material like this. Does that make sense? Valuable? Helpful? Let me know in the chat. We're all good. Okay. So Stephen is asking for the link in the chat. So there's the link to that landing page. You can see that offer. So you can see the video and see like the structure of how I put the video together. And like, also, if you're a qualified agent, as far as like a loan officer and you want to rank, you can book a call with our team and we'll walk you through like, hey, who's ranked in your market right now? How do you put together your plan? Like you can use that to invest in our AI program. So, Mark, another question.
Yeah, last question. Sorry, but I wanted to create an Ask Mark AI like link.
Okay.
And if I do so, would I put it in your CRM with the chat? So this is like all questions mortgage related or anything like that. So anytime they want to ask me a question, almost like an assistant, Ask Mark AI, so they can ask me anything, they can type. And then if they basically say, hey, can I want to talk to Mark, that AI agent or whatever will actually ping me or text me or something like that. Is that something that your system can do?
Oh yeah, 100%. Yep. That's
so I should do it through your system, not regular ChatGPT, but through the LO CRM.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
So in the menu bar on the left-hand side, there's a menu that says AI agents. Give me just a second here. So see this AI agents menu over on the left-hand side, click on there. And that is where you build that agent. And you can build voice agents so they can call it and talk to it. But there's also text messaging agents, which I believe should be the first one that you use. Like, hey, if you've got questions about mortgages, text my AI agent and you can use it. And then you've also got an email agent in there. And then there's also a widget where you can just have the widget on a website and you can be like, just go chat with my widget. And they can actually just like go on there and chat with the AI and ask questions.
And can your Zoom support help set that up?
Yeah, absolutely. No problem.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, no problem. And that's just your standard conversation AI inside the CRM.
Hey, Chris, I have a question.
Yes.
On your prompt that you provided, when you look at the section where you indicate to change the objective, like city, area, state, change that, right? But then below that objective where it says replace, are we putting our city or you're telling the system to replace like city/area? Because you gave an example of Dallas. So am I putting San Diego in there and then say, e.g., Dallas Fort Worth, change that to San Diego as well?
So you can, or you can leave it. It will
Okay.
work either way. I've tested it both ways. Put San Diego in there just because it's custom again, and there's no chance of it mixing up. But you don't have to, because that section is more so that it understands the format, not the actual market location.
Perfect. Okay, I just wanted to. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem at all. So deep research, we can use this to get qualified real estate agents in our marketplace and all the data about their social media. But we can also use deep research to go out and produce a weekly newsletter to send to our qualified agents, right? Because offers minus no's equals money. The more offers that we put out to our qualified real estate agents and to our database and to our leads, right? The more offers you put out, the more conversion you get, right? Email open rates on your list, you'll have a number. Ours is, I think, like 42 or 43% open rate. Well, that's not every email, right? So if I send one email a month, I might get actually my open rate would go down if I only sent one email a month. But if I send an email a day, right, the 42% doesn't change. So if I send one message a day or one message a week and it's still 42%, like if I only send once a week, I'm missing 6 offers, right? The more offers you can give to these qualified agents, the more conversion you're going to get. So I believe that every single person here should have deep research, doing deep market research on your local marketplace and delivering you every Friday morning a market update. Here's what happened in the real estate market in your market, right? Here's what happened nationally. Here's what happened with mortgages, interest rates, news. You know, did MBA make an announcement? Did the Fed make an announcement? Whatever. You want real estate news, you want mortgage news, you want stock market news, right? You want news about your local community. What's happening this weekend? What hot dog festival is on? What's happening in the local community this weekend that people need to know about? ChatGPT Deep Research can turn on once a week, automatically do that research for you and deliver it to you inside your ChatGPT account. So it'll go out and work for a half an hour on your behalf, give you all of the market data that it pulls out, and then you can say, okay, great, turn this into a newsletter I can put on my website. It does it. Then you do the work and you change it and say, hey, I like this, I don't like this, change this, this is inaccurate, this is what we want them to know about the mortgage market. Okay, format this into an easy to read blog post, and then write me an email to my list of qualified real estate agents with the top benefits and why they should read this blog article. And it will write the email for you. You go to the loan officer CRM, you click the tag that says qualified agents, send email, copy and paste from ChatGPT, send. Doesn't take long for you to become the local expert. And then every week when you're making your calls, what's an opener for you? Hey, did you get the newsletter on Friday? What'd you think? Right? Value. You're leading with value. You're leading with information. You've got all of it. It's all incredibly well researched, the most recent information. And really, you can get this down to 15, 20 minutes on a Friday morning.
See if we get Chris back.
He's not even in Canada right now. How can he be?
He was on a roll there.
He's leaving us hanging.
We're not going to start calling him Chad, though, are we?
Do you guys know how to schedule that deep research? Or he disappeared altogether. Anybody know how to actually schedule that deep research to automatically do the task?
So you just kind of ask it to every Friday morning at like 6 a.m. because it would be done by the time you got to it.
Okay, maybe like in the project section and then just put it in there.
If it was in projects, it wouldn't be discoverable. That's kind of the problem with that.
Um,
Yeah, you can totally just you can create the agent just by asking it in a regular chat. I open up a chat. In fact, I asked it, Chris had a something that he suggested a while back, which was, hey, send me a blog or 5 different questions that are in my local market about whatever. So I chose VA and FHA because that's where I make my margin. And so I have it send me 5 questions every morning about my local market, what FHA, VA loans are, or questions are being asked. I then have it write a blog post. I then change a couple of things to tell it that I know more than what it does. And then I post those to my blog. And like I say, it kicks those over to me every Monday or every Friday morning. I've got another personal thing that I have to do deep research on every Sunday. You just say, do this and do it in a deep research mode, and they'll do it for you.
You might be missing, based on the workflow that you just said, you might be missing the part where you take that thing, the edits that you made to change it, feed it back into the chat, and then.
Oh yeah, I didn't mention that, but yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I just didn't know if you had to put your calendar to that in any degree. I know the plus sign and go into deep research. So I guess you just give it one prompt and that's something until you turn it off, so to speak. It will do what you've asked it to do daily, weekly, and you just go back to that prompt then? Or like, I didn't know if is it emailing it to you or if it's just going to shoot out at 8 a.m. Friday if you tell it a certain time.
Yeah, it typically emails you. I get an email every Friday morning that says that your prompt has been completed or whatever. Then I can click the link and it takes me right to it.
Oh, cool. Okay.
If you integrate the Gmail account to it or whatever, like that makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I wasn't sure if we had to link.
Oh, well, mine's just connected to my account, right? So I use my work account to set up my account. And so when I just said send it to me, the only place it knows to send it is to whatever
the email that you log in on.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And you can set those. So sorry, but yeah, we're back. So in the settings, so anytime you're in a prompt and you tell it to do a task, so you have to say set a recurring task for date and time when it will do it. And then you go to the notifications setting here in your settings. So go to the bottom left hand, click on your name, click on notifications, and it says tasks. And you can set it to push or email. So you can actually set how you want it to notify you when it's done the task. So email will go out, push. You have to have push notifications enabled on your phone on the ChatGPT app, but then it comes up like a text message notification that tells you that it's done the task at the date and time.
Great, thanks so much.
No problem at all. And then as an example of that, so I have a fitness routine that comes up every morning. So ChatGPT gives me my workout every morning, and then it gives me my meal suggestions, and then it gives me a motivational quote. Small, consistent efforts every day lead to massive results. Discipline is your superpower. Isn't that nice? And then this here is a demo reel where it's pulled the workout from. And then I can ask it questions about the workout. But then tonight at 7 o'clock, it'll shoot me another message and ask me like, hey, did you do your workout today? What'd you eat? And then it'll update my meal tracking and my calories, but it'll also track my exercise. And then once a week, it gives me a digest of just like, hey, here's how many workouts you did. Here's how many calories you burned. Here's your, food and your calorie intake. And it like calculates all my macros and everything for me. And it's just like ChatGPT is my personal trainer. And it just shoots me what to do at 5 o'clock every morning. Sorry, not to go too deep into this, but like, imagine you wanted an accountability partner to do the things that you need to do inside your mortgage business for you, like implementing the daily success plan. Well, you could lay out a prompt with the daily success plan with each scripts for every single day and have it remind you every morning of what calls you're supposed to be making, the link to show up to call stars with the mortgage marketing animals, everything. And then throughout your day, you can just talk to ChatGPT after you're done a phone call with an agent and just say, hey, I just spoke to this agent. This is what happened. Schedule this follow-up reminder for me. And all of a sudden, you've got a business coach built into your ChatGPT, helping remind you of what the strategies are that you need to be doing every single day. So you can apply this to all kinds of things. And teaching this to your real estate agents is a game changer. So hope that helps as well. Cool. Everybody with me?
That was awesome. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, you're welcome. My man, John Terry, I haven't seen you in a hot minute, but you are looking fresh, my friend. You look great. What have you been doing?
Thank you. Just hanging out in Oklahoma.
Oh, man, I wish I could just hang out in Oklahoma and look as good as you. That's awesome. Right on. So in the chat here, sorry, we got a great question, and then we'll wrap up here. I apologize, we're 7 minutes over. So Lynn, the reason why I'm using ChatGPT 4.0 for the personal training is 5 wasn't out yet when I set that task reminder, and it uses the AI that you set the task with in order to do the reminder. And I've got so much data in there that and it does a great job. So I'm just kind of leaving it there because it does what I need it to do. But ChatGPT 5 would be even better. Yeah. Any other questions?
When you were talking about the newsletter, is there a way to take that automation and then add the step where it basically could throw it into Canva and make it pretty, or something like what is it? Gamma or something similar?
So, Drew, great question. I love Canva. Canva is amazing. I am not super happy with the ChatGPT Canva experience. I'm using Notebook LLM for a lot of my image creation for that stuff, because you can take an AI prompt from ChatGPT, just punch it in, and it understands the context of what you're trying to do and produces the image for you. So you don't even really have to do image prompt engineering. It just does it for you. So I would look at Notebook LLM for that.
I was just kind of talking about putting that in the form of like an email where it had, it was just better to look at. But you're specifically talking about like if like I had for accent in a slide kind of image, that's kind of what you're talking about, right?
Right, exactly. Like if you wanted like an image at the top to make it look more professional, like a newsletter, and then the actual like if you wanted it to look like a newsletter, like a lot of the daily newsletters that I'm subscribed to, they all look the exact same because everybody uses the same tool to format the newsletters. So it's kind of like the known one of like, turn this into a newsletter format, give me the HTML so I can paste it inside the CRM to send it. And you just take that code, put it into the CRM, and it spits it out beautifully pre-done inside the tool.
Hi, Scott.
Cool. Awesome. Right on. And my man, Scott.
Hey, so how do we, what's the best way to set up our blog posts? Is it like, so on our website, we got, like our website name and then /blog, and then do we put like all our posts on that, or is it /blog/ whatever the article name is, 5 reasons you should do a VA loan or whatever?
Yeah, so it would be your domain /blog /topic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then you have like 10 to 20 topics, and you just keep going, just add. Okay.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. And then if you're getting started, that's more than enough. And in most markets, that's more than enough to give you authority over whatever competition you're going up against. So you're on the right track.
And then we had last week, we mentioned like I think a frequently asked question. So then like there'll be a separate page, main website /FAQ, and then just put all your questions on that one.
So, Scott, that is a brilliant question. One of the things that I have just discovered in our testing, like we had a meeting about this in our SEO AIO team. Take that Q&A section and put it on the homepage of your website.
Okay.
We've discovered that the LLMs are not very good at navigating sites, and they get super confused when they're trying to navigate through all these tabs and read all the sites. And so a lot of them are defaulting to the information that's just held on the homepage. And the FAQs are arguably the most important content that you can feed to the LLM. So put it on the bottom of the homepage so it doesn't have to go anywhere to find it. It just finds the most frequently asked questions for your market right on the homepage.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
No problem. Awesome. Yeah, web design is changing. In the next 2 years, you're going to see most websites move to a format where they're not like super deep on content with all these like menus and stuff and everything. It's just going to be like you're going to get to the homepage of a website and it's going to be like 8 days long. But you're going to be able to search it with an AI assistant. It's like, hey, here's my question. And it'll just like move you to the part of the homepage that has the answer for that type of information.
So in regards to the blog post that we were just talking about, you're saying like the AI searches might not even see those articles?
They'll see them and they'll understand the main topic, but they're not really good at then serving that back up to people. So it's like you can build authority on a topic, but it won't recommend the actual blog article. It'll just recommend the homepage of your website. So if somebody is looking for information on like the top 5 tips to refi, and you've got a blog article for that, and you've got authority for that, it'll say, oh, go check out Scott's website. But when people click on the link, it'll take them to your homepage.
Okay. I guess that's all that matters, right?
Yep, that's right. Yeah. And ultimately, the phone number is what really matters. We just want to get them on the phone.
Yeah.
So make sure phone number right at the top. Call me with any questions. Highlight the phone number.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. Great question. Great to see you here again, brother. Adrian.
How you doing, Chris?
I'm good. How are you?
Longtime customer, full-time advocate.
Thank you, sir.
Question on chat, because obviously chat has changed a lot, but I use a lot of stuff with the chat, and just I think what happens is we all start using chat, and then you got this idea, and then you start a new chat, and then another new chat, and there's always that thing of, from what I understand, chat doesn't have a great recall as far as like if you've done this for like a week or a month or what have you, and you're sort of in there working on stuff. From what I understand, doesn't have that sort of recall. You might be repeating yourself. So, and then because you've been using it so long, it's an organizational thing of like, where did I put that thing that I thought was a great idea, and how do you sort of get back to that stage? So I got into the idea of using stuff in projects, but you're saying that, with searchability and Google search and things like that, recommendations, it doesn't obviously, sort of capture that information. So how do you use it, and how do you keep yourself organized where you're like starting all these great ideas, and where the hell was that thing that I found? How do you sort of organize your thought process around that?
Great question. Thank you. So inside my ChatGPT, there's this search chats up here at the top. So anytime you click on there, you can do a search and it searches everything. So you can put in like a keyword, an idea. Hey, I was talking about X topic. And it will actually deliver you back all of the chats that have that type of keyword in it. So take the topic of like refinance, right? So if I was to type refinance in here, it's going to go out and search and find all the chats that I have about refi. I had to go through this when I started to discover how powerful the conversations were inside of ChatGPT. So here's all of the chats that I've had with ChatGPT with the word refinance in them, right? Hundreds of them.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would scroll through this list, and this takes time. But you go through and you're like, okay, this conversation right here is where I've got a lot of my data. Like this was a really deep conversation about that topic. Then this one, and this one. And normally out of all these conversations, there'll be like 3 or 4 of them that I've got like a good conversation thread going or my ideas on them. And so what I'll do is I'll open each of those in a new tab. I'll select the whole conversation. I'll take it over to Google Docs and I'll paste it in a Google Doc. And I'll get all 4 conversations in one Google Doc. And then I'll go delete all the conversations and I'll start a brand new conversation with ChatGPT and I'll just name it refinance. Paste the contents of that document into the chat or just give it the Google Doc open link and say, learn this and we're going to continue this conversation for the goal of XYZ. Punch it in. It has all that information. And then anytime I want to have any conversation about anything that comes to do with refinance, I go to search, I type refinance, that chat comes up, and I only use that conversation for that topic.
Okay. So quickly, just to how do you, if you were to do that, how do you copy and paste, huge threads of information into Google Docs? Is there like a one, let's just copy everything in here idea?
Whoa. So it is kind of manual and not great to do.
Okay. All right.
But it is scroll all the way down to the bottom, grab, and oh no, wait, they've got a brand new feature here. Hold on. There is, if you go to the very beginning of your chat conversation, I believe that there is a new button.
Like a copy all.
It's not going to work for this particular one because I talked to my fitness GPT and it won't let you share an audio conversation. But if you go to this share button up at the top, I believe there's now a copy link that's on there. And now in typical Build It with Chris fashion, I have broken it. So, but that should work for you as well. Now, y'all, I am sorry. We got to wrap. We are 18 minutes over time. Drew, I see you, brother. So we'll wrap with that. One final question.
Oh, it wasn't a question. It was, I was trying to create and migrate things over to another ChatGPT account because the one that I had used was formed under a business account. So I was going to eventually lose it. And so when you say it doesn't allow you, you can export like literally everything you've ever done and all of the audio stuff. It's all actually recorded and it's really super cool. I don't know if that helps,
Nice.
but yeah, it was just something I recently discovered. And
that is amazing. Thank you for sharing, Drew. Awesome. Well, there we go, folks. Another Build It with Chris. Happy Friday. I hope y'all are having fantastic and stay safe out there today. Blessings. And I wish y'all much love until next week. Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Talk soon.